Hello everybody, welcome to Deluxe Collectibles, and today we're going to be ranking all of the brand new LEGO Ninjago Seabound and Legacy 2021 summer sets that were revealed. There are 9 that we're going to be going through in this video, and I'll be listing them from my least favorite to my favorite, and keep in mind this is all just my personal opinion, so please let me know your rankings down below in the comments section, and I hope you do go on to enjoy the video. So without further ado, let's get straight into it here with number 9. Alright, so first up here we have Kai's Blade Cycle, and this one honestly probably comes as no surprise to any of you being at the bottom of my list here. It's a fairly decent 4+ set. As you can see here, the figures are actually not too bad. At least you're getting 2 characters here, a villain versus a good character here, of course, with Kai, even though his legacy suit is becoming very common and is actually one of the most common minifigures in general, but I don't actually mind the build of the motorcycle right here. I actually think it looks pretty decent in this size here, and at least doesn't feel as oversized as most of them do, so it is nice to be seeing that, and you can see all of the components of it as well, the ninja fighting there, and yeah, it's just a pretty interesting 4+ set. It's not bad by any means, but I feel like it's just not targeted towards me, so that's why it's going to end up at the bottom of the list. Now the next set that we have here is another 4+ one in the final flight of Destiny's Bounty, and this set once again is not a terrible 4+ set. Now the price for this one is a little bit off in Canada. It's about $50, and that feels a little bit overpriced with what you're getting here. I mean, the Destiny's Bounty build is definitely nothing spectacular. Now granted, for a 4+ version of it, it isn't the worst. I actually really like the printed sort of head there on the dragon. I think that actually looks pretty decent, and then the flag as well looks pretty good, the mast right there, and then we also have a nice little like ghost dragon there, which isn't the worst build by any means. I actually don't mind the wings right there, and I think that the actual printing on the head looks pretty good as well. Now the minifigures are not anything too spectacular. You have Kai right here, once again very common, Zane's alright, and Jay's decent, but still the legacy suits are nothing new there, or at least the legacy 1 suits, and the ghost is a decent one to have here, but once again, it's not like you're really going to army build with this set here just because of the higher price point on this one, but it's decent. It's not absolutely terrible, but it's just nothing amazing, with lackluster builds in my opinion, but that's kind of what I expect from 4+, that of course it's not targeted towards me specifically, and I'm sure that people who would be buying this set would actually probably wind up liking it quite a bit. Alright, now we've got the Ultrasonic Raider right here, another legacy set. As you can see, quite a few of these are much lower on the list in comparison to Seabound, but here in this set, it's probably one of the better legacy ones, hence why it's above the 4+ sets, of course. At least with the Ultrasonic Raider, it can split off here into multiple vehicles, which I always have enjoyed that feature of the actual vehicle, and you can see a bit of it from the show as well on the right side right there, and it looks really great, and I feel like they did a pretty good, decent job here with the adaptation of it here in the legacy format, and then with the actual build all combined together, I think it works pretty well. Those treads on the side, I've just never been a huge fan of in general, so it's always kind of turned me off of the vehicle. And then right here you can see all of the figures, but let's see if we can get a better image of those. Here we go. So nothing too spectacular in the way of the ninja, although it is nice to be getting Cole here because he's one of the most uncommon legacy 1 suits for the ninja. And then we have Mesmo as well, which really great to be getting another new snake character here in the legacy wave, so that's super cool. And then we have Zane right here in his golden gi, and I think this just looks absolutely amazing. I did do a separate video ranking all of the summer 2021 minifigures, so if you want to hear my full thoughts on that figure, be sure to check out that video. But once again, this is a pretty decent build. I actually quite like this feature quite a bit. I think that's pretty cool how it can sort of flip up there, and it is a nice vehicle. It is one that I am going to be picking up because, of course, just for that Zane figure, and the build's pretty decent. I don't have any Ultrasonic Raider in my collection. I actually have the Ultra Stealth Raider, but I think this one's a pretty worthy build right here to be added to my collection, and it's a pretty decent legacy set. Okay, now we have our first Seabound set here in the ranking, and this is the Ninja Sub Speeder here. And honestly, when I first saw this vehicle, if I had not known like its role within the actual show, I wouldn't be as big of a fan of this vehicle. And granted, it is my lowest ranked of the Seabound sets, but I don't think it's bad by any means. I really like the sort of transformation feature of it, of course, replicating that from the actual show, although apparently the wheels flip like the opposite way as in the show, so that's a little bit off, but I figured that it just works better in the actual like real life build, and it might have been hard to achieve how it does that within the actual show. And then you can see some of the features right here, launching a little drone, just some extra features there, which of course I always love to see within these sets. And I think the cockpit piece is really nice as well. I love that new piece that they've developed there. I think it looks great, and the color scheme of the vehicle works really well, especially with Jay. As you can see it there, it's a pretty clean build. Honestly, the wheels just kind of throw me off a little bit with their larger size, but I still think it works quite well and is still a very decent vehicle. And then the actual figures here, I like Jay quite a bit, and I love Cole in his outfit there. It's nice to be getting him, considering it's kind of a non-canon suit. And then we get some of the villain characters here, of course, some of the Mirai guards, and I think they look pretty decent as well. They have some nice designs to them, and I do like how we get two of them within the set, which is pretty great considering the price of this one, which I believe is about $50 in Canada, so a pretty darn decent deal right there considering everything that we're getting within the set. You can see sort of a side profile shot of it here, and that looks really great as well. I love how they're using like those blaster pieces on there. I think that's a really nice detail. There's some really great building techniques in this one, and it's just really well done to just come together to make a really great looking set, in all honesty. So even though it's my lowest ranked of the Seabound sets, it's still a really great Ninjago set. Next up here we have Lloyd's Hydromech, and of course this vehicle is very prominently featured within Seabound. We actually see a few of them, so it is nice to be able to get it here in a cheap, affordable set at only about $25 in Canada and $20 in the US. And I do actually like the design of this build quite a bit. I think it looks really nice. Once again, that cockpit windshield piece there just looks really fantastic there. And then the actual build here, at first when I saw this revealed, when it was kind of revealed in a backpack photo from Lego, which I did do a video on, but now kind of seeing it here just and after experiencing it in the show, I think it's a really clean looking design, and it just has a unique sort of style to it as well that honestly fits really well with Lloyd, even though within the show it's not like a signature vehicle for him. But I feel like they did a good job of honoring the build within the actual show and then adapting it into the actual Lego set here, so I can really appreciate that. We also get the wave amulet here within the set, which is nice to be able to get it in the cheapest of the Seabound sets, so I do like that quite a bit as well. And then we can see both of the figures here, Lloyd looking really great, and then the Mirai guard also looking pretty fantastic once again, so I do like that as well. And you can see the mech is actually pretty decent size right there, so that's good to see also, and it's got some really great articulation, it looks like, so I'm looking forward to that. You have the claw as well, which looks really great, so just some really nice design features here, a really well made set with some pretty cool play features as well, and just a really fun looking mech, so I definitely like this one, and it's a really unique set. Alright, now we've got my favorite of the Legacy 2021 Summer Wave, and this is the Fire Dragon Attack right here, and this set is absolutely amazing. It's honestly got to be one of my favorite dragon builds of all time from Ninjago. It looks fantastic. I love the color scheme going on here, and I love the molded head there. It looks absolutely fierce, and I think it's pulling off that look very well. And then the wingspan also looks really fantastic, and even if you look at some of the other images of it, it can take quite a few different sort of forms here, and it has a lot of great articulation, especially around the neck here and the actual head. I think that's so great with the mini ball joint there, and then even around the actual wings and the legs there, there's so much great articulation here. I mean, in this pose, I'm just falling in love with it here. I love the Nexonite shield pieces being used there as well. I think that's a really great add-on there, and those look really fantastic, and it's just a great great looking build. It honestly looks phenomenal. I really am digging the design quite a bit. I like this little piece here as well so that someone can ride on the dragon. I think that's really great addition also, and kind of how you can detach it as well if you don't want to have one of the ninja riding on it. So I think that's really great also. And then the figure wise is a bit disappointing, other than of course the fact that we get the 10th anniversary Nia here, which I won't go into too much detail since I speak more about it in my ranking video for the figures, but it's a great one. I really do like the look of that 10th anniversary suit. And then the other two ninja are nothing too spectacular, and the skeleton as well, it's a fine addition, but it's nothing amazing. But overall, I would just say this is a great looking set. I love the design of it so much, and it's one of my favorite legacy builds. Alright, now we've got one of my favorite Seabound sets here, hence why it's near the top of the ranking here, and it is the Hydro Bounty, looking absolutely amazing. I love this vehicle within the actual show. I thought it played such a cool role, and I love it when they do these really like alternate versions of the bounty that really don't even look too much like the bounty. Like, they have some things that of course give off that sort of vibe from the original build, of course, but I think that it differentiates itself in the best way possible. It looks so great here, and I love that we get Kalmar in this set as well. He looks amazing. I love that he has his little chariot there with one of the manta rays as well, with that amazing printing there. It looks so evil and yet so awesome at the same time, so I love that as well. Then we get one of the villains here, of course, one of the Mirai guards. We get two of the pods right here, one of them of Cole, and then the other one down here we can see of Lloyd, looking really great. And you can even see that it's just so great. It's fantastic. I really love the figures here. And then if we actually move over, we can see them a little bit more close up here. We'll go from left to right. You can see the little Woo TVs right there. I think those are really cool, and I do speak about those more in the ranking video for the figures, but these all look amazing. It's really cool that Nia's in this set as well in her suit here, because I wasn't sure if we were going to wind up receiving that, but it's great that for once we have the complete collection of the ninja here just within one set. And I gotta say, they all look amazing together. I really do love their scuba suit designs. And then we have the two villains right here looking really great. So a really well-rounded set of figures here, honestly. And the actual compartments in the build are really great. I love how you can house both of the mini little aqua jets right there. I think those look really nice. And then even on the side, the smaller details here, the use of like those little handle pieces there with the dragon heads, and then the actual print there on the tile looks really nice. There's so many cool and unique details. You can tell this was just done so well and just done with so much pride. Also, it's such a phenomenal set. It honestly has to be one of my favorite bounties, and I didn't think that any of these alternate ones would really come close to the original, because I love those ones so much, but this one honestly is quite close. You even get this little transformer within the set as well, which I think is just so awesome and really gives me hope that maybe we can see them doing this more with maybe some of the mechs in the future of Ninjago, having them have transformation features. That would be so great. The back of it looks amazing. I love the actual like wing right there. Also, I think that looks really good. The sail, I think it just really pops with the color that it has there, and you can see three different views right here of it just looking fantastic. So a phenomenal build here, a phenomenal selection of minifigures as well. Even here, I'll mention quickly, we do get Lloyd, Kai, and Jay with their alternate hair pieces as well from the island, which is honestly just a really cool bonus to be getting within this set. I think that's so great that they included that within here, and it's just an amazing build. I don't know how much more I can gush about this, but they just did a phenomenal job. I know I'm saying that quite a bit, so I'll end it here. Just a fantastic set, and one that I definitely want to pick up. Alright, now we've got the water dragon right here, and similar to the fire dragon, this has got to be one of the best dragon builds that I've ever seen. It looks absolutely phenomenal. I know I'm saying that quite a bit, the word phenomenal, throughout this video, but it is so cool and epic. It's an amazing dragon build right here. If you could just it's so fantastic. I love the color scheme of it as well. All of the different shades of blue. That head looks so good. And then with the little like translucent pieces at the top there. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. Like the detail is so good. I love this as well, having the little flippers on the tail. That is such a cool idea there, really differentiates it quite a bit. And then we also get one of these little like aqua like vehicles right here. I think that's so great to kind of take out of the bounty. And then if we see on the right side here, you even get a little like shrine for the sea amulet, or the wave amulet. I apologize. That's a really great little build there. And then look at it in action there. It just looks fantastic. The wings right there look amazing with those fabric pieces. I think those are just so great looking. You can even see what I'm assuming are going to be stickers, but add such a nice amount of detail there. I really appreciate that. Even the little flaps going on right here, those look really nice. And I feel like the actual seating within the water dragon is really subtle as well, so I can definitely appreciate that quite a bit. And then if we take a look at the figures here, of course, one of the highlights is getting this NRG Nia within this set. She is just a phenomenal looking figure. I love the little like tentacle sort of pieces coming off of her, and then the actual bottom piece. That is, no lie, one of my favorite minifigure pieces like of all time. It is so great, and I love that we're getting it in, once again, a different coloring here for Nia. And then her torso and legs look great. I think she's just a fantastic figure with such a great hairpiece as well. I love seeing that in the translucent blue, and the headband looks good. Now, it would have been nice if her half mask had matched with the color of her headband there on her hair, but honestly, that's a pretty minor nitpick, I would say. And then Zane looks really good here. Yeah, with two of the guards in this set, and then Kalmar included once again, who looks amazing. So I really do love that a lot. Some more shots of it here, just looking fantastic in action. Great articulation, a really nice long build as well, so I like the length of it. Also, it definitely looks massive and very powerful as well, and I feel like it matches really well with the Nia figure as well, just color scheme wise and everything. It looks honestly great from all of the angles, so I really appreciate that. A fantastic build, just an amazing set, such great figures, such great side builds, and some really cool and unique designs. Alright, now we're at the number one spot here with the Temple of the Endless Sea, and this is such a phenomenal build. I love this thing so much. You get so much within this set, and we're going to break it all down here. There's so much to go over here. I mean, just look at the amount of detail here. It is crazy. I love how all of these portions of the build connect together as well. You can see the tiny little details and all of the cool play features. You have a little prison cell right there. You have a cool little pearl there as well in the seashell there, which I think looks really fantastic. I love the little like print or sticker on the Nexonite shield piece there. I think that's super cool. And then we can see more of the build right here. If we go up, you can even see a little fish right there and a really cool thing on top as well. And then Wojira, also we could probably get a couple different shots of her. Also, yeah, here's a really good image of her. I think that Wojira's build is pretty darn amazing. I know it's not absolutely accurate to her appearance within the actual show, of course, with it only being able to sort of house the wave amulet right there instead of both of them on the forehead there, but still, I think it was a pretty smart reuse, honestly, of like the Overlord Dragon sort of piece there, or the head, I suppose, in that different coloring there and different prints. I think that honestly works really well and just gives off that very villainous sort of vibe from it, and I love how it's chained down there, and it's a part of the build as well, so if you don't really want to like take it off of that stand, you can still leave it just as a part of this connected build, which will make it really nice to be able to display. You can see the other amulet as well, which is so cool that we get both of them here within the set, the storm and the wave, so I love that as well. The colors here, the gold, like look at this, they're using Metal Beard's like a beard piece there in gold as part of the build. That is so smart. Like I would have never thought of that. It's so great, and I believe that the pearl is like Mysterio's headpiece there, or his little like globe, I don't even know what you want to call it, his fishbowl helmet basically. That looks great. We can see the trident here, which looks really nice. I'm not sure if that little like sort of I don't even know what it's called, the molding there around the sort of middle part of the trident is new or whatever, but it looks really great. You have a little like archer's post right there, or whatever you want to call it, crossbow. I think that's great. The roof even looks really good as well. I am just gushing over this. It is absolutely phenomenal, and seeing it in action here, it looks so good. Like I'm blown away, honestly. I'm just speechless because it looks so amazing. Like, I love Seabound, and I just love this set. Of course, I've already gushed about Energenia, so I won't spend too much time on her, but we have Kai in this set, which is really cool, of course. We get Benthomar, yes, Bentho in this set, one of my favorite characters introduced in Seabound, and I'm so glad that we get an amazing minifigure with him within this set, so that's super cool. Gluttonous as well, a little disappointing that he doesn't have his monocle molded in there, but still a really fantastic looking figure. Two of the guards as well, and then Kalmar once again, of course, to be expected within this set. So a great selection there. Look at everything going on here. It's fantastic. I love as well, I didn't mention this, Kai's little like pod right there. I think that looks really nice. I feel like I've called these vehicles different things every time I mention them in this video, so I apologize for that, but I think it's just such a fantastic set. Really cool features in it. You can see a few of them right here, which is really nice. Breaking out of the prison right there, and then just seeing the mouth functions there for Wojira, so I love that as well. Breaking free out of there, shooting a disc. It's amazing. Such a phenomenal set. This has got to be one of my favorite Ninjago set images ever. There's so much effort put into this, and I am just loving it. It is fantastic. Just an amazing set. I can't say much more about it. I'm really interested to hear your thoughts on it, but for now, that's all I've got to say for the Temple of the Endless Sea. Alright, so that's going to conclude my video here for my ranking of all of the upcoming LEGO Ninjago 2021 summer sets. Be sure to let me know your rankings down below. I'm very, very interested to hear your thoughts and opinions on this wave, especially with the Seabound sets. I think they are absolutely just blowing it out of the park. Out of this entire wave of sets, including Legacy and Seabound, I don't think there's really a bad set in the bunch. I think that every single one can appeal to a certain demographic. Even the 4+ sets that I put lower on the list, as I had said earlier, I still think that they're good builds for that specific audience, and then the builds that I'm loving within this wave are just phenomenal. The minifigures are knocking it out of the park. The building techniques, like LEGO, is just taking it to the next level, and I am so excited to get my hands on these eventually. They're just phenomenal. Absolutely amazing. I could gush about them all day, and I wish I would keep going, but I don't want to make this video longer than it's already going to be, so just thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like, subscribe as well. Check out my ranking of the LEGO minifigures from these waves as well. If you'd like to hear my more in-depth thoughts on those, it would be highly appreciated, but just thank you so much. I will see you all next time, and always remember, keep on collecting.